Live in Jacksonville this morning. Dan, you caught up with Liam Cohen in advance of this game today. What did he tell you?
Yeah, Greeny, obviously very excited to start 4-1, even though he said it hasn't all been perfect. The defense has been great at taking the ball away and helping set up the offense. And Trevor Lawrence and the offense, a work in progress so far, as they expected. But Liam Cohen, he really hopes that the end of that big win over the Chiefs on Monday night can be a springboard to something more.
I really believe that last drive of the game last week against Kansas City can help us really create a spark in the pass game and really just for the overall confidence and execution as a whole. That was a huge couple moments there. Talk about competitive greatness, being at your best when your best is required. So that was a cool moment that I hope that can kind of springboard us.
Part of 54 rushing yards Trevor had, using his legs more, how much can that help him?
Huge. Some of them were designed, some of them were him making a play when maybe something wasn't there. And I do believe when he gets running and he gets hit a few times and gets going, you see a little bit of a different look in his eyes. And he can run, he's athletic, he's a big dude. So I look for him to hopefully be able to continue that.
Now that Jaguars offense dealing with a couple of injuries. Greeny, tight end Brenton Strange went on injured reserve this week, so he's out for at least 4 games. And their center, Robert Hainsey, a really key piece that Liam Cohen brought over with him from Tampa, is doubtful to play this week. They may not have him, which would be a shame, because if they can keep Trevor Lawrence protected today, there are going to be some opportunities in that Seattle secondary. You see how banged up the Seahawks are at cornerback and safety. So the hope for the Jaguars would be to keep Trevor Lawrence protected, and maybe they can take some shots downfield, Greeny, and have some success against that banged-up Seattle defense.
All right, Dan Graziano, thank you. We'll have more from you as we go. But, Teddy, I was looking at you when Liam Cohen was talking about Trevor using his legs and getting more involved in the offense that way. You seem to be nodding along vigorously. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, I loved what he said, because how he said a called run early on or Trevor getting hit, it really sort of wakes him up. Because, honestly, I've never been a huge fan of Trevor Lawrence. I've always thought that there was something missing, something that he's not doing. But I like the version of Trevor Lawrence that I saw on Monday night, when he took it upon himself to run for 54 yards. Like Liam Cohen said, some were called. I love the called runs. I think Trev just needs to be knocked around a little bit. I mean, before he gets refocused, because there's always, as a defender watching film, it's like, okay, number one read's not there. Oh, what's he doing now? What is he? There was always this little bit of, I'm confused in terms of how he's playing that position back there, into where the Jacksonville Jaguars have always stalled. And we've always made excuses for good quarterbacks. Multiple coordinators in multiple years. All of this. New head coach. No, Trevor has always struggled in my mind. I think to him, just maybe it took Liam Cohen to say, listen, you're 6'6", you can run, take off. A coach for him to realize that and him to put it on stage for Monday night. This is the Trevor Lawrence that I can be a fan of.
You know, I remember when they hired Liam Cohen, and I think one of the biggest questions is, how is he going to bring the best out in a guy like Trevor Lawrence? And you can see that whatever he's doing is paying dividends right now. But one thing, I want to go back to Travis Hunter. No. I don't want to go back to Travis Hunter. I want to go back to last week when you rushed me, when we had a question about, is the Jacksonville Jags a contender or a pretender? You're like, Moss, come on, mate. And I
you
said,
were non-committal.
And there was a reason why.
Okay.
Because they were facing the Chiefs on Monday Night Football, and I said it was a big game. Yeah. They proved me right of what I really wanted to say last week, but that was a test. But when you talk about them being a pretender or a contender, this guy right here is the reason why. Me personally, is what's going to make them a contender. Why? Is because they're playing him on both sides of the ball, and he's effective. I thought that they would use him more on the defensive side of the ball, but right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm showing you what this young man can do on the offensive side of the ball. Getting him the ball coming out of the backfield right here, this last play. This is the play that got him number one, and you got Moss last week. Monday Night Football, they talking about coming out party. I thought this was the Jacksonville Jags coming out party. So going forward, I like what Liam Cohen is doing with his quarterback and the playmakers.
So we've got that side of it. And Rex, you called this a sneaky great game before we came in, and I think that's a good assessment of it. So let's look at the other side of it. If you look back at the Seahawks making the decision they made during this offseason, how would you describe it?
I think it's the best move in the offseason. I really do.
Just bringing in Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and trading Geno Smith away when a lot of people thought, oh, he's doing really good. He's just good enough to get you beat. All right? This guy right here, you came in, you saw the year that he had in Minnesota. He's taken off even from there. I think his game has progressed to where now the ball's coming out of his hands even quicker. You look right now, nobody's saying him in the MVP. Why not? This dude is playing his absolute tail off. And to me, this, I don't, look, and you let DK Metcalf walk out the building, so you lose that receiver. It doesn't matter. He's balling. That Smith and Jigma, it's unreal the connection he has there. And it's just it looks like he's been playing in this system for 100 years. Yeah. This is the guy that everybody projected to be the first overall pick, and he's starting to play like it.
And it's interesting because now we've got two opportunistic defenses going up against one another today. Mike McDonald has done a great job with the Seahawks defense. The Jaguars have led the league in takeaways.
Yeah, they're the best at taking it away.
And so now you get these two defenses. And back to the coaching thing. The Jacksonville Jaguars were interested in Ben Johnson. Couldn't get him. He was going to go to Chicago. They locked in on Liam Cohn as the next best thing. They recognized that they had to do something to get Trevor Lawrence back to be able to beat a defense as opportunistic as the one that Seattle has today.
I think this game will say a lot about the players for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, you're coming off the biggest win that you've had in a long time.
Yes.
Okay, and now you're at home. They're coming to you at your place. This is something, I think this is a game you should definitely win. You should win this game, and you should be able to not only show someone that you've broken through, but yes, we can do it. The hardest word that a lot of these teams can grasp. Again. Do it again. We have to do it again. We can't have a letdown. So I'm so excited for this because who are you really, Jacksonville? Are you that team? Because it's too late. You've shown it. All right, Trev, you've shown that when it's in trouble, I'm going to take it, I'm going to put my head down, and I'll do it what it takes for my team to win. Defensively, you're taking the football away. So can you do it again? That's what I'll be looking for.
Great chance. Go ahead.
Jacksonville is one of three teams in that same spot coming off the biggest win the franchise has had in years. Jacksonville wins Monday night against the Chiefs at home. Huge win. The Broncos beat the Eagles last week, their biggest win since the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots win in Buffalo against the Bills, their biggest win since the Super Bowls. There are three teams that we need to ask that question for. Can they do it again today? The Broncos are up at the half right now. The Jaguars will get their chance, and the Patriots will get their chance.
I think if Jacksonville doesn't win, then, oh, hell, it's is it the same
Absolutely,
one? Because, look, Baker Mayfield was 29 of 33 against the Seattle defense. Why? Because they have nobody in the secondary. And I would love to have seen them full strength because I think Seattle would have dusted them. But we're going to find out today. This gives them a chance right here. Come on. They couldn't cover me last week.
To me, Trevor's no Baker Mayfield, in my opinion.
He's definitely not.
Can I say something that really stood out last week? What's the linebacker that's leading in picks?
Devin Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd is showing that blitz where they're walking up in the A-gaps and japping out. And then he is reading the eyes of the quarterback. Sam Darnold and his offense better be careful today because this man has been eyeing the quarterback and has been getting his hands on the ball. There's something to watch out in this game.
So that's, again, Rex opened it by saying it's a sneaky, great game today. We'll see what they have in store. We also have the Cowboys in Carolina today. I had a lot of people telling me last night maybe a trap game for Dallas. Brian Schottenheimer